Hey, everybody. We are live. I am live. Hope you're here with me and more of you joining soon. Life is very interesting to say the least. I know my UK friends are in lockdown from COVID. The United States has had some of the most dramatic and tumultuous days in its history. And here we are, a lot of people just coping, right? We're coping. Some people are doing just fine. My heart goes out to you if you've been touched by COVID or if you've lost anybody. My heart goes out to you if just some bad luck has been coming your way. So I thought that I would do a little talk today about, can you create your own luck? Can you set the stage for luck? And I do believe you can. And let me tell you why I believe I can, because I went through one of the darkest times in my life before I became a coach, where my career, I had no career trajectory. Everything I had dreamed of doing, which was being an actor in New York City at that time, that was going okay, but not the way that I had thought it would by this 8-year mark. I was still waiting on tables. I became incredibly depressed and just did not see any way out. I mean, it really one of the darkest times of my life, and no luck. Nothing seemed to be working for me. And I had a moment where I really had to make a decision. And that decision came when my parents took me to the mental ward, and was like, they interviewed me and like, yeah, we'd like to check you in. And I just made a decision in that moment. And that's not to say that if anyone's struggling with mental health issues, you should make the same decision as me. But at that moment, I made a decision that that wasn't going to be my story. And so my luck improved dramatically, not immediately, but very soon thereafter. So I thought, while a lot of us are feeling like this may not be the luckiest time, others of us are doing great, but we can always use more luck, right? So I thought I would kind of go back to that. What did I do to change my luck and my life? And it came down to a few things that I want to share with you today. A little quick chat. I have a free download for you as we head towards the end of our chat today. And hi to people waving over there on Instagram. I'm on 4 platforms right now. So if you're on Facebook or YouTube, you can StreamYard with me. Hi, all you Instagram people. I see you, but I can't see your, well, no, I can see questions if you put them up there. All right. So what's the formula I used? With no guidance, just sort of following my own intuition, that had me go from the darkest and unluckiest times to the luckiest times in my life, which was becoming a coach, within a few years having a book deal, within a few years being on Oprah, everything else. So how do you set the stage for luck in your life? Here are my thoughts. First of all, you've heard this before, but the way to start shifting your mindset and shifting everything in your life is gratitude. And I know you've been hearing this for years, but are you doing it? I was so low and so distraught that the only thing I could come up with that I could be grateful for was that I had 10 fingers and toes. But that's where I started. That's where I started. That's it. That's what I have. That's what I'm grateful for. And what happens to your brain when you're focusing on what you do have instead of what you don't have is a chemical change. So you want to start having better luck, start being grateful, even for the things that you think are awful right now, right? So we had COVID in our house. And everyone's okay. So of course I'm extraordinarily grateful for that. I'm grateful from what we learned about it and how we can all stay safe going forward. Let me think of something really bad that you can still be grateful for. You could lose somebody and still find gratitude, even though it's a horrible event, right? So the gratitude for the time you had with them, the lessons that you learned, the things that they've left in you and your heart, right? I always say to my kids, like when they were younger and I traveled, I'd always say, I live right here in your heart. You'll always have me because I'm here in your heart. So gratitude, and you know this, but you have to practice it. Now, here's something that might have you look at things a little differently. So how do you set the stage for luck? I have 3 T's for you. You have to clear the way in the 3 T's. The 3 T's are things, time, and toxicity. You have to be cleared of things. You have to clear your way in your time, and you have to get rid of toxicity in your life. So things, get rid of shit. It's live. I can say 4-letter words. No censorship. You want to see your energy shift. You want to see your circumstances shift. Get rid of everything you don't need. Just simplify. Get rid of things that trip you up. Let's say you have a cruddy car and there's nothing you can do about that right now because you can't afford a new one. Well, baby doll that car. Like, make it, clean it, give it love. Show it that, you're ready to get rid of it. Sarah's like, I'm grateful for my health and the health of my family and friends. Absolutely. Right? So the first T, you want to clear out your things. Clear your things. Dump it. Get rid of it. I am doing that in my office right now. I've like books and books. Everyone sends me their books. There's books that I love. There's books that I'll look at again. And then there's books that I'm just not going to read again. So let's get them to the library. Let's get them somewhere else. Clear your time. If we've learned anything from COVID time here, people, is that you've got more time now. You've got more time. You have to put the boundaries around how you're expected to be showing up on Zoom a million times a day, but you have more time. There is no excuse. But really look at your time. Look at, how do I spend it? How many hours? Like, here we are on social media. It's become the necessary evil, right? We need it. I'm using it for my business today. You're using it for a little encouragement today. We love it. But look at how much time you really spend on that. I find myself now, like, I won't take my phone to my bedroom because that's an extra hour I don't sleep looking at my phone before I go to bed. So clear your time. How does that improve your luck? Well, you start spending your time on things that matter, and your luck goes up from there. All right. So, and let me back up a little bit. Can you is there any such thing as luck? I can't bottle it and make us all win the lottery. So what do I mean by luck in this circumstance? I mean that you can create circumstances in your life where opportunity can find you. And that's really what we're talking about today. How does opportunity find you? Clearing the stage, clearing the set, to use like theater terms, right? We can only create best from the blank slate when it's overwhelmed. I often think about, like, your ideal life is waiting for you and it's a UFO and it's kind of hanging out there, but it can't land in your life because your life is a mess, figuratively or literally. All right. So back to our formula today for improving your luck. What you're grateful for, clearing the 3 T's, your things, your time, and toxicity. So by toxicity, I do mean people. I do mean people who are toxic to you. And that doesn't mean people have to be mean and extraordinarily awful to be toxic to you. There could be people that just don't really support you the way you want to be supported. Maybe there's people who, you've been friends with a really long time, but the history keeps you together. Not that it's a really wonderful relationship for you. And it's okay to, have boundaries with people. Tell people how to treat you. Thanks again, Sarah. I'm grateful that this video came just in time. I was about to feel frustrated over setbacks. Yeah, I mean, setbacks are real. Setbacks are real, but they're really just like, sometimes they're a test. Like, how much do you want it? And other times they're telling you, no, not this way. There's another way that it's going to happen. This or something better, this or something better. And really remembering that, and what can I learn from this opportunity? So anyway, back to the toxicity. Got to watch out that we don't let toxicity in our life. And that can even be what you're taking in. Like, there's so much media right now that is so upsetting. It's toxic after a point. It's one thing to be informed, and then it's another thing to have it take over your whole nervous system. So watch for that toxicity. Watch what you're eating, right? Holidays are over. No more sugar. Make choices. And, all this is stuff that you may have heard before in one way or another. So how does that affect luck? Well, here's the thing. When you're clear-headed, when you're clear about what you want, when your priorities are in order, it's really easy to be discerning. It's really easy to say, nope, not that. That's not right for me. Nope, that person doesn't jive with me. And becoming fearless. So I have a free download for you today. I want you to download, I'll show you, I'll put up the link in a second, but I want you to download this exercise that I have that it's from a workbook that I call Best Year Ever. Best Year Ever. But it's an exercise on how to figure out what you really want. Like there's people here who I know, like, look, you're all smart people. You know what you want. But I'm going to prove to you with this exercise that you don't spend time on the things that matter to you. You know what you want, but you don't spend time on the things that you want. So how are you going to get what you want? All right. So that's another condition of creating luck in your life, is being really clear on your priorities. Because when you're busy over here doing 8,000 things that have nothing to do with what you really want, how is the luck going to find you? How's the opportunity going to find you? So that's what I want you. I'm going to put this up. So I will, for those of you on Instagram, you can't see this, but I'll post it in the link in my bio after we're done. But I have a free resource for you. Oh my gosh, that's a complicated URL. Who did that? My assistant. Love her. All right. So you want to go to, you know what? Instagram people, you're going to have to wait like an hour. And I'm going to get this to you. That should have been up there. I'm sorry. But folks on Facebook and YouTube and everything, you're going to go to that URL. That is not a short URL. How did we do that? Well, whatever. Experience teaches you. So anyway, how does luck find you? Have short URLs. There's my advice. So anyway, those of you watching live, you can see the URL there. I will make sure to edit everything as these post to get to the URL, but I have a free download for you to do this exercise. I'm going to show you that you say that you know what you want, but you don't spend time on what you want. And if you correct that, you're looking at the circumstances by which great luck can find you. So thanks for sticking around. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me today. There'll be more of these. We'll do more. Any questions? Anyone watching on Facebook? You should do it now before I hang up. All right. So to review, get your shit together. Be grateful. Be ruthless about the things, the people, the level of toxicity, and your time. And finally, know what your priorities really are. And this exercise that you're going to download is going to tell you. So folks, this was the most interesting beginning to 2021, unexpected. And we were all expecting like life was suddenly going to get better, but here we are. And I tell you, this will make us stronger, whether it's the illness or it's the politics in the world. We're going to get through all this. And thank you for being here. And I'll be back. If you want to hear any particular topics, leave a comment and I'll do some more lives on those topics that you want. So I thank you. I thank you for your attention. I know your time is valuable. Go back to doing what you were doing. Go home. Bye-bye. Have fun. See ya. Bye, guys.